How's it going, Restore fam? Coach Adam here to talk about our next exercise of the month, which is push-ups and how to build up to a full-fledged push-up. First thing that we really want to think about when we're trying to get into the proper body position is thinking about arrows and T's. We want to form our body into an arrow, right? So much rather than most people, when they go to actually do a push-up, they get into what would be a T formation. So my body is now in the shape of a T. Instead, what I want to do is be able to pull my elbows inward, and as you can see now, from head down to my elbows creates the tip of an arrow. That's what I'm really looking for when I'm trying to develop into a proper form. Outside of which, the next thing I really want to focus on is creating check marks. So, as you can see, my hands go into this position right here and form a check mark. I can then spread my fingers out. Now, when doing push-ups, we obviously aren't going to go full steam ahead with a full-fledged push-up, where my knees are completely off the ground, I am fully supported, and the only things, points of contact, are going to be, of course, my hands and my feet. Now, I can start at the knee, or I can use an elevated surface. What that'll look like is getting down on the ground first. I'm going to position my hands chest height. So for you ladies, we're looking at the bottom of your bra, okay? So bra height is what we're looking for right there. I'm positioning, as you can see, I create my 2 check marks, and then I spread my fingers to create a nice stable base. Now, if I'm just learning how to do this, I'm gonna tuck my knees in. I'm going to then take a big solid breath, push, and exhale. Now, control the descent as I'm doing this, coming down and through. Let yourself come down as a controlled fall as you're getting used to this, right? Only focusing on the upward portion, and as you start to progress and get better at this, then you can control that fall and then come up, right? Making it even more controlled and more strict as you get better. Eventually, getting to the point in which, as you can see, I tuck my ribs just slightly, breathe in, brace my core to create a stable foundation inside of my torso, allow myself to come down and push up and through. Now, if that is too difficult, you can also use an elevated surface. Again, if I'm doing it at the knee, I put my palms right at the edge, make sure it's nice and stable, and now allow myself to fall down towards there. Again, my chest does not need to touch, right? And hyperextend or hyperflex my elbows as I'm getting into this position and coming through. I can just come down where I get to 90 and press through. So, those are a few tips and tricks that you can think about as you're performing push-ups. Another thing, when we're thinking about how our chest actually works, it's not about an actual push, it's more of our serratus, but more of a squeeze. So what I'm thinking about as I'm actually pushing up is I'm squeezing inside my armpits. A way that you can cue your pectoralis major, right, your pec muscles, so pec major, pec minor, and upper pec major, is I can take a ball, for instance, or a yoga block, and squeeze inward and feel them engage. I'm trying to replicate that as I'm doing the push-up. If you're feeling it up here, predominantly on the top of your shoulders, right? That's letting you know that you're using the smaller muscle groups and you're gonna get fatigued. You might get better at doing push-ups that way, but as you switch, it's gonna feel a little awkward, just like dancing. You're learning a new movement, but eventually it becomes easier to do, especially for volume. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out to us at Restore or talk to our host gym, Fire for Effect Athletics. Thank you so much, happy holidays, and we'll see you in the new year. Take care.